Our next presenter is going to be Joy Romero from the Clean Resource Innovation Network. And come on up, please, Joy.
So I'm the volunteer president of the Clean Resource Innovation Network. My day job, I'm executive advisor for innovation at Canadian Natural Resources Limited, not Natural Resources Canada, the oil and gas, largest oil and gas company in Canada, and we do an immense amount of mining. More than half of our production comes from oil sands, and that is my background, is mining as well. So. And what is CRIN? CRIN was formed led by the oil and gas industry to help all of the efforts across the country. So take that as all of the research facilities, no matter where you are, literally from Halifax to Vancouver and everything else in between, and create the industry pull of so clearly communicate what our issues were in 7 different theme areas. I'll share that in a minute. And to make sure that we move faster so that Canada is the global leader in cleaner hydrocarbons from source to end use. And so that conversation before on scope 3, you guys are our scope 3. And we create our own footprint by using our own product in almost exactly the same way that you do. And so the solutions that are right for us, and remember, it's off greenhouse gases, not off fossil fuels. And when you look at energy density, it is really, really important that the energy systems that we build are the lowest in that intensity, that the lowest overall life cycle for footprint that's possible, at the lowest cost, and of course that it's sustainable and adoptable and reliable, and especially in mining. I grew up my entire life in mining and construction. I have lived in, minus 50, the storms, et cetera. I get it, I know it. And so these things and these systems need to be able to run, as well as do all of the measurement constraints that are there in temperatures that are very high and in temperatures that are very low. So really important that all of that is covered. That is exactly our life every day, and that is your life every day as well. So CRIN is very much tied. So CRIN is free to join. It is a connector. It is a network of networks. So when CRIN is working well, whoever is a member of CRIN is busier. And I can tell you, we were the recipients of 100 million, and these groups are really happy with being associated with CRIN because we amplify what they do. We duplicate no one. So all of these wonderful things that are happening here and that this network does, where CRIN's role would be is to amplify it. If you're looking and you're having that competition, you're looking for solutions, we have over 4,500 members in CRIN. Potentially some of them may have done or be interested in what you're doing or helping to contribute to your solutions. 80 million, our money too is spent. We have also gone for additional funding and have our fingers crossed on that. And we deal primarily in late technology readiness levels to bring something to commercialization and widespread adoption. 20 million we've done for the network of networks, and about 6 million, 6.9 million in that for early technology readiness level projects. And so these are our areas of focus. So cleaner fuels. So the Cleaner Fuels Association runs this part of CRIN. We do not duplicate that. The digital oil and gas, that is one that actually, if there's another group that can help us be more focused in that, and I'm kind of hearing potentially a little bit of that here today, so we need to talk. And carbon capture and value-added products, that is obviously something that we've done a lot. I joined Canadian Natural 24 years ago. The first project I worked on actually had carbon capture in it in 2002. That's now operating today. It's been running for 15 years. It's part of a cycle. Actually, it's CO2 and tailings. Not if you know that that actually works, and it's an absorption, just changes the pH, does wonderful things. And the day that that turned on, we reduced our tailings pond size by half, our water use by half, and reduced our operating cost. So it is carbon capture utilization and storage. And I think that that's really what I want here is we need to build economic solutions as we go forward. It can't just be adding costs. And so methane monitoring, quantification, and abatement, that is if you've got a gas line coming in to your line or generating or even your mining that you have release, these are things that tie into you as well. Novel hydrocarbon extraction may be a little unique to us, but my guess is there are still things that pass. Novel land and well site reclamation. So reclamation is reclamation is reclamation is reclamation. And so that is super important in this space, and obviously that crosses. And water technology development, that is absolutely imperative regardless of where you are. So I hope that you see all of this at crosses. Talent development, we talked. So we spend an immense, we actually work right from grade school all the way through to young, universities, young professionals, et cetera. If you want to make a difference in the world, mining extractives, you either grow it or you mine it or extract it. So you want to really make a difference and footprint in the world, we're a better place to be than with us. Funders, super important. We built the funders. So everything from angel investors to the big banks to obviously government funders inside of the network. Adopters, that's you. So it was built from day one that actually the aerospace is with us from day one. Aviation, cities, smart cities. Here in Toronto, if any of you know Quest, that goes out and works with probably a number of the communities that are near you to try and get their footprint to net zero. Quest has been with us since day one. So in this next round of funding, even though it's just so much easier for us to have our projects go off, that every single project for us is on a producer site for our first one. Our next set of projects can be on any site, yours. Okay? So any end user, ag, cement, steel. So what and as we've been developing and we developed the scope for the next round and we pulled all of these groups in and we went through these 7 groups, we tweaked them in what the needs were. They were really no different. It is pretty cool. We are much more the same than we are different. And obviously all of the support services, many of those are here today, and the innovators. And what we want to do is have that pull associated with the innovators for sure. We're 4,500 plus now because this is from the spring. 150 volunteers. We're really a volunteer-led network with these amazing core of people that we've been able to hire thanks to the SIF funding that help us and support us execute. Our funding dollars are 3.5 to 1 that we've been able to realize to the monies that we've been spent. And so again, just we're pleased with where we've been able to get, but there's just so much more to go. These are just some technologies that we've brought through. Every single one that's come in has moved at least 2 technology readiness levels. We've had a bunch go to commercialization, some to widespread adoption. We have the Trade Commission with us, and as soon as somebody is ready to commercialize and commercialize and then adopt, we help them export as well, because obviously our markets in Canada just are not large enough. We just reopened. We have what we call Innovation Central on our site. Due to C59, we had to shut it down for a while, but it's now open again. Not all of our technologies are on there yet because we have to help them scrub, make sure they're compliant, but a number of them are there. And what we want to do, which would be fantastic, is if we took that database of our technologies and matched them and brought yours in and say, hey, look, not only are these technologies, these are the ones to be used in oil and gas, these are the ones that are being used in mining. So we want to feature these SMEs that you brought through. We'd love to feature them and broaden so that they have the capacity to adopt it just in so many sectors across the country. So that's it for us. A bunch of the team are off to Baku, Azerbaijan, COP29 today. We work very closely with ECCC, actually, in hosting between our pavilion and the Canadian pavilion. And we actually this year made sure they were fairly close, side by each. But we're bringing these technologies to the world, our Canadian SMEs in the clean tech, and hoping and showing the capacity to reduce our footprint, not just in Canada and in all sectors, but literally globally. So please join. Yep, we have a whole section of that value-added products is exactly that.
And are you stackable, say, on micro or
Yep. Everything is stackable from a funding point of view up to 75% of government funding, which is, we'd love to in the next sort of round go out in joint bids. I think would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, maybe just to mention a couple of things about CRIN. MICA funded a project by a company called H2 Nano. I don't know if you remember Zach May yesterday, he presented. That project was co-funded by CRIN and MICA. And then also last year, we went to COP28 along with CRIN as well, so we had a relationship there. And this year, CRIN did invite us to go to Baku, but we were unable to commit due to our own event taking a sort of precedence.